Hasta la vista, baby. Boom. All right, folks. So I wanted to talk today about another personal favorite of mine. I really love the Terminator franchise. So as you can see, I got suited and booted for this thing here. So we're going to talk about my personal favorites. We're also going to talk about the ones that suck and maybe some ideas on getting the franchise back to where it needs to be. Because this is a billion-dollar franchise that can go on and on and on. Even after Arnold Schwarzenegger is gone, he's up there in age. He probably got another 20 years, maybe, I don't know. But these movies are an eternity. They did such a great job. So we'll get right into this. We'll go over some ideas, some things that I would love to see, and of course, Big Tony's favorites. All right, so for those living under a rock and have never heard of the Terminator, I don't know how that's possible, but allow me to go into it a little bit without giving any spoilers away. So in the future, artificial intelligence takes over. It's supposed to be something that the military is using for our safety, and of course it backfires on us. Programmed to run it all, of course, AI takes over, which is something very relevant today as we are big on AI. I am big on AI also. Do I see it taking over to the point that to the Terminator extent? No, hopefully not, but who knows? All right, so my personal favorite would have to be in order. These three: Terminator 1, Terminator 2, and Terminator Salvation. Why Salvation? A lot of you might ask. It's still a good movie, all right? It takes place in the future, so it does expand on that. But the reasons why I love the first and second one is because we actually get the story when it matters the most. Terminator's coming back in time, how humans and mankind deal with this, and how our heroes have to deal with this new technology. In the future, by then, the humans have laser weapons and all kinds of things. So they know how to defeat these things. But the beauty of it is the first and second movie. The Terminator 1 movie deals with a young Sarah Connor and a Terminator being sent back in time to kill her and her baby before the baby is born. Kind of like a retroactive abortion. It's a great film. The effects weren't exactly there, but if you use your imagination on that, the movie was beautiful. Even the stop motion and the claymation or whatever the hell they used, they did a great job from beginning to end. I love that film, especially when Arnie turns into a Terminator. Of course, not everything works with this. That scene with him in the bathroom, cutting his eye out and everything like that. If you can believe it, they actually wanted to go a lot further to where they have that T-1000 was supposed to be in the first movie. That wouldn't have looked good at all. So it's a good thing they waited to the second one. Of course, by waiting to that second movie, we get to see that new enemy. And by then, the effects for this second film were phenomenal. Definitely, as a kid seeing this movie, I was blown away by everything. Everyone on there in this movie, everything about this movie was larger than life. It had some great actors from Arnold Schwarzenegger to Edward Furlong, Linda Hamilton, including her sister. She has a twin sister who was also in the film. Just some action scenes here and there. There's an extended cut with Michael Biehn coming back to reprise his role, of course, but they cut that down. I guess they figured, it's been so long that maybe no one would recognize him, but I did. That's how much of a big of a fan that I am. So the second one was great. I actually saw the second one first and then the first one second. So the second one came out around the time I was a kid. I'm a 90s kid here, hello. And that movie was everything. John Connor meant a lot. He kind of was a representation of most kids in that time. So I definitely identified with him. And Arnold Schwarzenegger was a badass also with his jacket. As you can see, I got my jacket out too. That's inspired me to get one. But it was a great film from beginning to end, another one. And we asked the question of, where is this franchise going to go? How can it get any better? We probably shouldn't ask that because, of course, as you guys know, with the third one, it definitely wasn't as good. It could have been good. And what do I mean by that? Chyna, the wrestler, now deceased, rest in peace, Chyna, she was supposed to play the bad Terminator in the third one. Can you imagine how that would have been? Arnold Schwarzenegger taking on Chyna? I would have paid to see that gladly. Of course, they got a different actress for the movie. That's great also. They went in a more sexy direction and everything like that. That's great, I guess. John Connor is definitely not played by Edward Furlong, which was a little disappointing. You're growing up with this character and then they're not even there anymore. Someone completely different vibe. The actor that they got did a good job, of course, but definitely wasn't to the point of Edward Furlong. It's okay. So the third one is just okay in my book. Some ideas that I have that they can incorporate, some of the past characters, including Arnold Schwarzenegger. I get it. He's old. He can't continuously play the Terminator. But you can have him be a scientist, the one who created the Terminators. He can be in the background. It would explain why he's old. This is the only man who knows how to stop the Terminators. There's a new Terminator out. He's the only one who created it and who can stop it. So he doesn't always need to be the fucking Terminator, all right? He can just be a character in the film. They can use his son. No, not from his white family, from his Latino family. He's got two families. You guys don't know how envious I am of that brown kid. That should have been me. That should have been me with my mama being a maid in Arnold Schwarzenegger's house and me being the love child. I would have definitely loved that. But anywho, I feel as though they should bring him into the movies. He looks exactly like Arnold. He's big as hell like Arnold. He's bigger than his other kids. He looks more like Arnold than the kids he had with Maria Shriver. Bring him in. It's time. He wouldn't have to say that many lines. In Terminator 1, how many lines did Arnold have? Most of the lines you remember him. Fuck you, asshole. Definitely one of my favorite ones. So they could have Arnold in the movie as a scientist. Have his son in there as the evil Terminator. Bring back John Connor. Bring back Edward Furlong. What is he doing? I'm sure if you called him right now, he'd pick up the phone and get on set immediately. He needs the money probably. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. But bring them back. Bring back Linda Hamilton. You can bring her back. She's got a couple more good years in her. Bring back Michael Biehn. I don't know how you would do that. He died clearly in the first one. But hey, bring him back in a dream sequence or something like that. Maybe use that de-aging thing that everybody's doing. Everyone's wild about. But my point is, bring back the old actors. Go back to formula. Remember that line from Spider-Man? Back to formula? It's a number of directions you guys can go with this. What we don't want is more actors we've never heard of. Lame Terminators. Grace was ridiculous. She was incredible, but needed a nap every fucking 5 minutes. What was the point of that? The Terminator needs to be a resilient hero that everyone looks up to and wants to be like. Grace wasn't that person at all. And it sucks because she was a female Terminator that could have been a complete badass. She would have been the first female good Terminator. Why not make her look good? You kind of just feel bad for her. Like, oh man, that sucks. Let's get her medication. So don't go in that direction again. Use what works. You got Arnold. You got Edward Furlong. You got Linda Hamilton. You even got that psychiatrist that always seems to pop up. Get James Cameron back on here. Don't get another actor. Don't worry about being a woke film. We got plenty of those films out. Just go back to what works. A big budget Hollywood action movie that's unapologetic. That's what we need to get. You guys can make that happen. I'll definitely will see the movie. Anywho, folks, thank you for watching. We'll have more movie reviews and more movie talk coming up. Have a good one.